Yo.
Hey.
What up, dude?
Welcome to the new meta. Episode 58.
58.
58. What do you got behind me here? My ThaPChild symbol?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Nice.
Chill out. Chill out, hey? You think I would put something back there that you didn't approve of?
It's just hard to see. That's it. That's all.
Well, it's a terrible logo. What do you expect?
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for tuning into the podcast, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. So,
Yeah.
how's your week been going, man?
Busy? Super busy?
Busy?
Yeah. What about you, man? I get a trip coming up.
okay.
Is that right? Been helping.
I do.
Trying to
man.
help you as
I've
best
been
I can.
planning a vacation, and I figured I'd hit up the Travel Master for some guidance.
Oh, yeah, brother.
So, yeah, it looks like next week or next month we might be going to Palm Springs, Cali.
Very nice.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be nice.
What is there to, like, I've never, like, I don't know that I've been to Palm Springs. So, like, what is there to do there? Is it just
I don't know. We just got a fat house. We're gonna get a fat house with a nice pool, and it's 2 hours from LA. So I guess if it super sucks out there, we can drive to LA and see things.
Yeah.
But I gotta imagine there's lots of things to visit and see and do. So I
Sure.
mean, I've never been to the West Coast much.
What?
I've been to LA for BlizzCon, and that's it. I've flown to Hawaii. So,
Wow. Damn.
So yeah, I gotta hit up the beaches a little
Right on,
bit
dude.
and just the area, man. So
Yeah.
it'll be cool. I've been to Florida so many times. I'm just like,
Really?
I didn't want to go to Florida again. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I've been there 7 times. So
Right.
let's go
Yeah.
somewhere else.
I get it.
So it's weird though, man. Like the housing prices in Cali are super cheap. To get there is super expensive. To get to Florida, kind of cheap, but the housing is super expensive. So it's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a lot more like beachfront type, like chill property, which Americans tend to enjoy a lot more, like just the beach. Whereas in like California, it's a bit more rocky. It's colder.
Yeah.
Usually the beaches aren't like that pristine, like white sandy beach kind of thing. So.
Right. So we'll see, man. I'm excited for it. So I think it'll be cool to get away. But the downside is that I will be gone during the new Meta podcast time slot. So
Fuck you.
the episode that would fall on July 23rd probably won't get to do it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well,
sorry, dudes.
just do the line. Just kidding.
We had some questions for last week, man. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
I actually like this question. I didn't see the results at all, but I'm excited to see them.
Okay.
Where is it? This one. Okay, so last season we asked seasonal themes. If the trend continues, which do you want? The options are Season of COE, Bastion of Will, Endless Walk, or the Class Weapons set. So that just means any one of these you get for free. So what do you want, and what do you think won?
None of them wasn't an option. So if I had
You think
to
the
pick,
next season would be nothing?
No, I'm saying I don't want it. You said, what do you want?
Oh.
What do you want?
Why
Just the
you pick
keyword there.
one, You got to pick one.
I mean, for pure power, COE or Endless Walk would both be kind of sick. Endless, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, they're all kind of just,
Yeah,
I hope we get better.
sure.
So,
I gotta say the Class
What about
Weapons
you?
set, man. Like that, I think that would be probably. I mean,
that would
other
give you some fun.
yeah,
more fun,
for
I
Necro it would be
think.
pretty unfun. It'd be powerful, but it'd be pretty unfun because it's just like more fucking mages. But like for Barb, it could be like you get the Bull Kathos for free.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, Archon is insane right now. So if you get that for free, that would be just nutso. What else?
The Toto set, yeah.
The Demon Hunter, at least they can move fast. Like, they'd still be worthless, but,
What if they gave Focus or Slander a Little Rogue set to everybody?
I feel like that's less exciting because that's, I mean, Monk and Barb are
Toughness
really the only ones that utilize that, right? So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not super thrilled about any of them, but I'll agree with you. I'll say class weapon set at least gives you something unique-ish that you may not have ever used. If you get, endless walk or COE or even the focus restraint,
Sure.
You're just mixing in like, okay, well, I've played this.
Yeah.
Now I get 2 new spots, 2 new slots, and at least with the weapon set, you might be like, oh, I can come up with something unique.
Exactly. I would see unique-ish coming from Barb, from Monk, because Monk would get the gen, and not necessarily unique, but very powerful from Wizard. DH would be kind of mad.
Totos would just be stupid, bro.
Necro would be
nerf that.
Right. Necro would be stronger, but very boring. And what am I thinking of? Oh, Crusader would be Norvald's? Like, I don't even know what that set does.
I'm trying to think.
I know. It's like something to do with the horsey. I don't know. No idea, dude.
Is it the?
I'll
the
just
one.
Google
That's
it,
the one
man.
where you get your horse longer. I honestly can't even remember.
Diablo?
I've never used it.
Yeah, Norvald's Fervor.
Your horse lasts longer or something?
This is a terrible website. This one. Nope. Okay, gain 100% increased damage while using Steed Charge and for 5 seconds after it ends. So if you could get, they'd have to make it a caveat, right? They'd have to make it so you get the class set, but it doesn't cancel the lawn buff. They'd have to make it that,
Right, you just get the buff.
Right.
So
that'd be good with like lawn bomb.
Yeah. Or you could even do invokers with, I mean, it uses pony anyways, and it's super powerful as is. So to get, how much percent did it say it gave you?
100 for
100%.
5 seconds after it ends.
Free damage
Plus increase the duration of Steed Charge. And killing enemies reduces the cooldown by 1 second for each enemy, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it could be okay.
What is it? The Nettas for DH?
Yeah. That's got something to do with movement after you.
Yeah, some. This is like none of these items. Like
we
ever.
use these so much, guys. You can totally tell.
Vol gains the effect of Rattling Rune. Woo!
Yeah.
Leave a clone of yourself behind after using Vol. That'd be cool if it did your stuff. Like
something.
Your actual juice.
Yeah, the clone shot your.
Yeah, like multi-shot.
Multi-shot or something. Yeah.
Or Impale.
Exactly.
Think how strong that'd be on Impale.
Yeah. Oof. That'd be crazy. A second Impale.
Right? That'd be nuts.
Double damage. Yeah. Man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I mean,
So
I think that's the most unique.
Let's say this. Yeah, what if they did the class weapon set next season with some tweaks, though? What if they rebalance the class weapon sets a little bit, just like they did Toto's this season? They spend a little time, they juice them up, make them good, and then boom, give it to us as the free seasonal thing. I think that could be cool. That could be a win-win.
It could be.
Let's see the results. Let's see.
Right.
Pick.
So
I'm gonna say Endless Walk is what people went with.
Yeah. How would you rate these before we see it? How would you rate these, like 1 through 4?
Oh, okay. Well, assuming that we were going to say weapon set as 1, just for the theoretical, like maybe new stuff,
unique stuff. Right?
Yeah. Focus and restraint's pretty good. The Bastions, they're all so similar. It depends on what class you're playing as to which one I think is more powerful. But
you just gotta pick.
I would say endless walk is probably the most universal, so I'm gonna say 2 on that, and then COE and then Bastions. I mean, but you could flip those, and I wouldn't argue you.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'd say weapon set, and then I'd go with Bastions, just because endless walk. Like I like to play speed, so you're just gonna nerf my damn. And obviously, season of COE is just fucking dead last. I think that'd just be the most boring. It'd be like just getting Furnace to me. And it's just God.
I don't think they're gonna ever do. I hope they don't do that. I mean, hopefully the community's said how much. I think there's been outcry for that mechanic just to get removed in general, anyways.
Exactly.
So
I think that would be
got to imagine
a good indication, right? Of like. If Diablo were to do season of COE next season, I feel like that's just like, man, they have just like no idea what's going on.
They're completely tuned out. Yeah,
So
100%.
that would be a good indication of like what's going on.
And they would be able to see that reflection. I think that would be the season would be dead as soon as it started. I mean, you'd get like 2 weeks out of it probably, and then numbers would just be gone.
Not only that, but the current season would just be like, well, that's what's coming next season. I'm out. Like this fucking game.
Yeah. It would be kind of bad. So I hope they don't do that. The dream, I guess, would be the class weapon set with a rebalance of them.
Yeah.
Like totally retool some of the crappy ones, like the Hunter one, for example. Right. Yeah, like make the clone mimic his stuff, even if it's a fraction. The clone mimics you for 25% of the damage or something, or whatever's
like simulacrum,
a number,
but good.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see.
Yeah. So I'm going class weapon set. Boom. Hey, look at that.
Oh man, what do you
44% of the vote, class weapon set. We got smart people. Okay, we got smart people. 29% of the vote for season events. Walk.
Somebody voted for COE. 9 of you guys.
16% for Bastions and 12% of the vote.
You 9 guys that voted for COE.
Get out of the chat.
No, I'm just kidding. You're welcome to have your opinions.
You're not.
Even if they're wrong.
But yeah.
So, and then we got a poll this week. What do we got for them?
Well, I'll tell you what we have for them, Alex. So next week, with all the latest hype.
You closed it, didn't you?
No, it's right, friend. I just opened up chat because I wanted to be able to spam it, So if you guys don't know, we're going to be talking about some news on this podcast. Actually, a lot to talk about on this podcast as far as, speculation, all that juicy stuff is concerned. BlizzCon's coming, so the speculation's going to start. But with all the latest hype, and we'll get into it in a minute, you don't have to vote now. Do you think that they'll announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon this year? Yes or no? Vote in chat, guys. Vote in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to say anything about it. I know you want to. Just keep your mouth shut.
It's shut. Not saying anything. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard because, there's going to be some juice to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's lead into that juice.
Yeah, so the juice is as follows. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this. It's the number one post on Reddit right now for Diablos. But basically what's going down is some report that was like following kind of the layoffs by Blizzard somehow like looked into the French publication that they have. Or the Blizzard like France team or some shit. I don't even understand.
Yeah.
But basically, according to them, these Blizzard employees have already been presented Diablo 4. Like they've seen it. Like a live thing.
So what if I'm not wrong? This is saying that some of the people that were laid off had seen it.
Is that what? Yeah.
Is that what this is saying?
I don't. No.
So these people that are laid off are pissed and spilling.
It's in French. No one really knows.
I don't know.
Quoi?
So, I've heard people talking about this for at least a day. I think people were talking about this last night in my chat, and I don't know exactly when this dropped. I don't know, but 2 days ago. So, I mean, this all kind of stems back to the the project getting canceled, the StarCraft first-person shooter project getting canceled, and then them redevoting those employees to Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Do you believe it? What do you think, man?
I have concerns. I have big-time concerns. So, assuming that this is true. So, there's two kind of variations of like the coverage on this. There's one that's saying, okay, they've seen it and we could see a release as early as 2020. And then there's people saying out there that they've seen it, but like it's not going to be next year. Like it's just not. Like there's no games coming out for Blizzard next year.
Yeah.
So my concern is if there's this huge push for 2020. Unless they've been working on Diablo 4 for like the last 5 or 6 years without us knowing, then that's a big red flag.
I think it's too hard for them to keep things under wraps that well.
Yeah.
And with BlizzCon last year going down the way that it went down, I think there would have been leaks. I think people that worked at Blizzard somebody would have told a buddy that told something like, "Hey, dude, we're doing it.
Sure.
We just can't talk about it."
Right. Yeah.
And I did hear a little bit of that. I did have people, my buddy works, my cousin works, my uncle works at, I get that all the time.
Right.
And I don't know if it's true. Some of the connects I have told me before BlizzCon last year, they said, I can't really talk about it, but there's a bunch of demo stations set up at BlizzCon, and it's not PCs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking Switch. Well, that's fine. They're going to have Switch demo. We already knew that was coming out, so that's what I was thinking.
Right.
But clearly they knew what was going down, but they just didn't want to say too much.
Right.
So, and, these people are saying that, they're working on it and they're doing this. So, I don't know, man. I think they're working on Diablo 4. I think anybody can make an article like, Blizzard's secretly working on Diablo 4. And it's right. It's accurate. Of course they are. They want money. So.
Do you think, okay, let me ask you this.
2020, that's a year and a half, man. Let's say they hit Christmas of 2020. That's still over a year and a half.
Yeah. Side note, and I know we brought this up before, but I never really understood what it meant. So you remember when there's the night before, it was the night before BlizzCon, and you and I were at the community event, and there was the guy there that was like, I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. And his expression, did you read the expression like, man, you guys are going to fucking hate this? Or
no. I read it as, well, I'm going to blow your fucking mind tomorrow.
Really?
That isn't that how you took it?
I don't know. I took it as
because he's like, he goes around, he's like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? To all of us,
right?
And so, I think, so I said Diablo 3 expansion.
You said everything.
Yeah, I was like Diablo 3 expansion and then Diablo 4 annoument. And he kind of hinted that I was right. Am I wrong? Do you not remember?
No. He just goes, okay. Yeah. That's what he did. But yeah, to me, I kind of get the impression it's like he was kind of ambivalent. Like he didn't really care. I don't know if he's not a Diablo player but I kind of got the impression it's like, oh, I'm curious. You guys are Diablo players. Like, what are you guys gonna think? I'm curious. So and he was like, oh, email me after we announce it or whatever. But
yeah, I got the impression there that he thought that they were gonna blow our minds with the presentation.
Really,
is kind of the way that I took it. I took it as in just wait till you see this shit. Your head's gonna explode because it's awesome. That's the way I took it. So.
I kind of took it a bit more trolly than that, but I don't know.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe. Yeah. It's just interesting. Who knows? Who knows what the actual, message was supposed to be?
Right.
So
let's assume that it's not the 2020 release. They're gonna show it to us. They're gonna announce it at BlizzCon this year, which I think is a pretty highly. If this is real, then it's likely that we'll see something just a DNF or trailer or whatever. Let's just assume it's 2021. Do you think that's ample time to make a, quote, fully fledged Diablo experience on the not mobile device?
Well, I'm gonna assume that they've been working on it for at least a year because I genuinely feel like they were gonna show us some Diablo 4 footage at BlizzCon last year. Something went down and they were like, we can't show this, we're not ready, and they pulled it. And that's when the announcement of temper your expectations thing and all this kind of stuff, because they were like, oh man, I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Yeah,
let's say that was a reboot. Okay, let's say they were like, you know what, this is just garbage, we're gonna reboot again. So that was the reboot date, would be October 2018. So if they launch, let's say that they launch first quarter of 21. Okay.
Sure.
It's a little over 2 years, two years and 2.5 years. I don't think you can do a good game in 2.5 years, personally.
No.
I mean, look at all these AAA titles that are coming out. Which one's taking 2.5 years to develop?
Right. I mean,
So
yeah, I don't know. And you
none
look
of
at
them. I mean, you can't.
yeah, you look at some of the more successful titles, like they've all been on accident. I feel like everything that's been like massive has just been by total chance. Like Fortnite wasn't like like they didn't expect it to do what it did. Apex wasn't expected to do what it did. Like
I think the development team behind these successes, like you get a couple guys that have good ideas and get those ideas created, and then the community latches onto it. And Fortnite ran with it, man. Like, look at the content they pump out in that game. It is ridiculous. Like on a couple weekly, monthly basis, they're like, we added this, we changed this, we tweaked that, we did this or that. It's not my style of game. Like I could care less about Fortnite.
sure,
It's
of
not fun
course.
to me, really.
Yeah.
But my kids play it like daily. Like
Right.
it's crazy. And every day, like Fortnite apparently has a story that I didn't even know it had a story. But my son was telling me about, oh, the something king came down and did something. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, the story. And I'm like, Fortnite's got a story? And he's like, yeah. So then he starts to tell me the story and I try to listen. But
And you're
I'm
like, whatever, nerd.
sorry, dude. Yeah. So, but it's got a story to it and stuff. And it's like, but they do so much for the game. And I think Apex came out of nowhere and just like killed it.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, they
And so now
let it
look
go.
at it. And
Right.
I think that the games that are like massively staying popular,
The games
PoE's
pumping out
content, like
content,
they're
right.
constantly changing.
right.
So PoE stays relevant because they're constantly making content. Fortnite stays relevant because they're making content.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, as much as you love it or hate it, gets regular content. Their cycles have been consistent for like 15 years.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So you know what their cycle is. It's like major patch, then minor patch every 6 months, and then major patch announcement 2 years. 2 years later it's another patch, and it just repeats the cycle.
Sure.
So
Let's assume that some of the other stuff that we've looked at on the podcast, the Kotaku that said they've been working on, the next iteration of Diablo since like 17, 16, whatever. Do you think a release of 2021, 4 years? Do you think that would
I think
be?
4 years is I think that's a lot of time, man. If you can't have a stable shipping product in 4 years, that's a pretty long development cycle. I mean, even if I would think at 4 year mark, you should have your base game ready and then already be in development of your first expansion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or major content drop, or however you're going to plan that.
Yeah.
And if the development really rebooted in 16, then we're already kind of in this current era of gaming philosophy of base game, some kind of cosmetic store to generate more revenue, microtransactions of some sort, hopefully no loot boxes,
Right.
So the game should hopefully support itself and or be like, I want Diablo 4 to be a live service. I want it to be continually updating. Like,
Oh yeah.
when I say live service, I don't mean MMO. A lot of people associate that with MMO, but that's not exactly what it means. It just means an evolving product that's constantly getting updated and
Sure.
changing, ever changing. It's not, this is your static box game that ships and that's the game forever. It's like, no, it's this world that they keep adding to and building on,
I had
and
someone.
it lives as long as they want it to.
Yeah. I had someone stop by chat the other day. It's like, I really hope they don't adopt that, the PoE model of like, one, like only content only once every 3 months or whatever. I'm just like, what do you
Like, that's fucking amazing. What are you talking about?
And they're like, yeah, but it's
Content
once every
3 months.
Once
is
every
like,
3 months, but it's like so buggy, and then we have to like wait another 3 months for something. I was like, you're out of your mind, dude. Like you're literally
3
out
months
of your mind.
3 months for content.
Insane.
Is almost,
Not even.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Fortnite level
That's
content.
like wet dream, dude. I
Right.
couldn't even contain myself.
Sure.
I don't even know what it would be like to have that.
Yeah.
Like just I don't. I can't even imagine it. It's been so.
And
long,
could Blizzard
So
do it? Like I know they pump out content for WoW, but like it's not at that kind of. I feel like it's not,
like
at that.
Not
yeah,
like that.
Not
It's
like
a
that.
different style of content.
It'd be
I
like,
think
what
th-
would
I
you
think that they'd
compare it
have
to?
to-
I know you don't play PoE, but like, so say WoW got the equivalent of PoE. Like, what would that even look like? Would that be like, I don't even know, like a dozen new raids every 3
I
months.
don't play PoE, but I look at the patch notes and I keep up with it more and more, and it looks insane.
Yeah.
So like the amount of I can't think of another game aside from Fortnite. Fortnite is probably the only one that gets the same amount of love.
Right.
Those two games are just crazy. And for a while, it seemed like Warframe was getting some crazy updates, but I think those have slowed down. And I think those free to play models seem to do that because I guess that's where their big revenue comes in. I mean,
Sure.
they're going to have those revenue surges during those content drops. But yeah, I don't. I hope it's like that, man. If Diablo 4 has a plan where they can pump out content every 3 months for several years, oh my God, we'd all
Yeah.
be in heaven. As long as the game's not garbage, it would be so amazing.
Do you think,
So.
and this might be kind of a loaded question, but do you think that Blizzard has it in them to do that?
They haven't done that with any other game that I can think of. Their track record hasn't shown that, you know? And I think that's part of the thing is I think Blizzard's going to have to be afraid to fail. I think you know, I get the sense that they're afraid to fail.
But how
Like,
can
they're
they
like,
be
"We
at
gotta-
this point, right? Like they have.
We-
They literally have now. You know?
We got to have, like, it seems to me like they have to have such a refined product
Right.
before they ship it. And it's like, it's okay to fail. Like a PoE had the league that wasn't like, not this one, but the one before. What was it called?
Synthesis.
Not Legion. Synthesis. That wasn't really that good.
I
I don't think people are pissed off about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I heard people complaining.
Sure,
about
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it
wasn't that
was widely regarded as, you know, like it was bad.
Yeah.
Like people didn't like it.
And it's like, okay, so 3 months later, you get Legion, and it's like, boom, here you go.
Forgiven.
You like this one?
You know?
And everybody's
It's
like,
yeah.
you know?
Everyone's loving this
So.
one. So. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
So I hope
I'm
so.
scared, man.
I hope so, man.
I'm honestly scared. I want this is one of those things, and I don't mean to come out or come across as negative, but this is one of those things. It's like I want to be really wrong about how I currently view the Diablo team at Blizzard. I just get concerned. I don't think that they should necessarily. Oh, what do you streamers think? You know, but like I don't know. The fact that I don't know that anyone probably has even been like talked to in the community to like maybe give feedback or it's a concern in this day and age.
I really hope when Diablo 4 gets into a point where they can alpha test it or beta test it, that they pull in community guys and members and stuff to check it out and give valid feedback, you know?
Sure.
I don't really think that Diablo 4 is not going to be fun. I think it's going to be amazing. I think Blizzard will put out a polished, amazing product. I'm scared it's going to be the same as Diablo 3, where it doesn't have a infinite life set up, a structure. If the model of the game is a box title, like here's Diablo 4, it's got a campaign, it's got this end game, but we don't really have a way to make it a live service going forward, just like Diablo 3, then I'm like, I'm going to enjoy it for however long it stays fun, and then I'm back to like, oh, well, that sucks. Now what? And I really, really hope that they get the live service aspect of the game going to where it can continuously evolve like World of Warcraft. Like, look at World of Warcraft, man. It's been 15 years, dude, that game has been out. And it's still the same game. It's like, this is World of Warcraft. This isn't World of Warcraft 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It's World of Warcraft. All the shit from vanilla is still, like, you can still go run Wailing Caverns from 15 years ago if you wanted to, in the same game that you're playing live now. And that's mind-blowing to me. So if they could make Diablo, it doesn't even have to be Diablo 4. If they could make Diablo World, Diablo whatever the hell, and it's just this live service Diablo game that just continuously evolves for the next 10 to 15 years, that's exactly what I think I want. I mean, everybody probably would. But.
And like, they didn't have to walk away. I mean, I guess they had to walk away from Diablo 3 because it just like burned so many people. But like, they could have done that. Like, they still could. Like Diablo 3, we've said it many times. Like, graphically, it's fine. It could last another 5 years plus probably. But there's just nothing being added to it whatsoever, and there never really has been. So yeah, my only hope would be for depth.
Look at WoW. Like why is WoW still relevant graphically? I mean, it looks like a potato. I mean, but it's still like you don't care. Like the gameplay is engaging, the loot grind is engaging. Something about the game is engaging enough that for 15 years it's stood its own. So I don't think, if Diablo 4 comes out this next iteration and it's a live service and graphically it looks amazing, like 5, 6, 7 years from now, you could do a graphic overhaul. Like, okay, hey, we added DirectX, whatever is the current 14,
Sure.
13, of that time
Yeah.
period. And we've added 8K resolutions and, just all this whatever stuff that we're going to do in 5, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It just, it's a gameplay loop that keeps us coming back.
Right. And I think
know?
we're about to witness that, like, kind of firsthand. I do genuinely believe that, this PoE quote mega expansion, like, we're going to see something like that where we're going to get a major graphical overhaul for a current game, and they're just going to keep pumping out content for it, which is just going to be insane. Like, if that actually happens, it's going to be nuts. Right. So, and I think that's a great play, because you look at all the content, they could make the decision, like, let's make PoE 2. But, like, there's so much there already that, I get why they don't, and it's almost smart in a way,
It seems like it's still that box retail theme, though. It's like, Bungie talked about this a little bit. Like, why make Destiny 2 not just keep building on Destiny 1? And they're like, because, you lose players over time, some that may not come back, and some that see an expansion and they just write it off. But adding a number behind something changes it. It changes the perception of the consumer to it's like, it's a new product, it's a new game, it's a fresh start, it's everybody's on equal playing ground. So there are definitely reasons why they want to end the life cycle of something and start it new. I just don't know whatever magic sauce they had for WoW to keep it going 15 years and not do a World of Warcraft 2. That was like, they need to bottle that and get it in Diablo.
Yeah, 100%.
Like let's get, Diablo 4, let's drop the 4, give it just some name that's can just be itself, and then that version of Diablo can just live on for 5, 6, 10 years or whatever, and just keep 10 years, just keep doing it.
Yeah. The dream.
So that's the dream for sure.
100%.
And I hope that they have this. I'm kind of scared it's going to be a box game. I just think we're going to get that same model, and then it's going to be like box game, expansion,
10 years
shelf
later.
it, next game, box game.
So, I guess it's contingent upon how well it does a release, which is why this, really small development window is concerning. Because if it doesn't perform well at release, chances are we're not going to get a lot of content for it.
Yep, exactly.
And every iteration, they potentially lose more and more people by not getting it right.
Yeah, to the point where it drives them to put another number behind it.
Right.
Because they're like, okay, let's just hypothetically say Diablo 4 comes out and it's a failure. It's Anthem 2.0. Okay, so it comes out, it anthems it. People quit playing after a month.
Yeah.
And they can't drop, like, Anthem can't be saved by an expansion right now. Like, it's past that.
I feel like people thought that for Diablo 3 as well, but ROS.
Well, I think Diablo has a little bit more to stand on because of the franchise name and the IP name.
For sure.
Being the first release of Anthem and it's sucking,
right.
People are just like, you know what?
Diablo not only had the title, but at the time, it had, Blizzard behind it. And Blizzard was just like this powerhouse. So 100%.
Yeah. But like if they ever, so this kind of shakes me down. Like, I follow Anthem for some reason, even though I only played it for like level 10 or something stupid. This game's failure just blows my mind. And like, I read an article that said that where the CEO, like one of EA's CEO executives, was saying that the reason Anthem failed was because of the community. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. He was blaming the community for Anthem failing. And I'm like, you gotta just own it at some point and be like, we delivered a crap product, and the consumer is smart enough to realize that, and they found the bugs and they found the lack of content and all the issues that the game had, and it just blows my mind. But EA is like, they're saying like, oh, we're gonna reboot Anthem and do all this stuff, and like, we're gonna go to work and we're gonna re-release Anthem as like Anthem 2.0, and it's gonna fix all the problems and this and that. And I'm like, Blizzard can't. I hope they can't do that. They gotta either make a live service game from the start.
What if Diablo Immortal came out tomorrow, and it flopped, and they're like, "Wow, it fucking failed because the community wanted it to fail."
Yeah.
That'd be
I
insane.
mean, I don't know, dude.
That'd be insane.
It would be crazy. It'd be crazy. You think we're gonna get Immortal before BlizzCon?
You know, I honestly feel there's okay. There's I'm so mixed on this. I honestly feel like if they were going to say anything about Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon, it'd be like, hey, after they show all this Diablo 4 stuff, they don't even mention it, and then like, hey, and guess what? Like on your phone right now, you can play Diablo Immortal. We just released it, right fucking now.
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna do it right after a D4 trailer. Like,
sure.
I think they're gonna set the stage. D4, everybody's hype and cheering, and Diablo Immortal's available right now. And then walk off the stage.
I can't help but feel like even if they announce Diablo 4 and it's POG, like it looks amazing, we see all these cool mechanics on the screen and we see gameplay and it's like, oh, Necrobarb, oh god, the feels, and then boom, right after, like, hey, you know, you can play Diablo more. I can't help but feel like they're gonna get booed, like no matter what.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't think there's anything that they can do for Immortal and not get booed at BlizzCon. If they say the word Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon, they're gonna get booed. And I think it's just a thing now where I think it would almost be the community trolling them more than it would be the actual hate of the game.
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean?
So much hate. I still get comments. I do
on the
BlizzCon
man,
videos
every fucking day. Like, I'm not joking. A single stream has not gone by since BlizzCon where somebody has not said Diablo Immortal, Pog, laugh, LOL, something.
Phones, blah.
Every single day, and I'm promise, not exaggerating.
No, and I get
like last night. I'm playing Sea of Thieves. Nothing related to Diablo Immortal.
Right.
Yo, can you play this on your phone?
I
swear, dude, out of nowhere. Just it's just like
it's a good one.
You know, so I don't know, man, but I think it's just become a meme at this point. Like people, like the guy that said that's not really angry. He's just like, lol, I guess.
Right. Hasn't been on the internet and still thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Right.
So I agree, though, man. I think if they bring it up, people are gonna boo. How could you present that in a way that wouldn't get booed? That should be our poll. Like, comments on the YouTube video.
Though, yeah.
Like, how can you present this in a way that they won't get trashed?
I don't know.
Because I do think the game could potentially have some cool things about it.
It could, yeah.
The pricing structure to me is going to be the biggest ticket item that's going to determine how awesome it is. Because I played the demo. The demo was fun enough. I mean, it was cool. It had new mechanics. It was very D3 feelish.
Right.
The maps being static makes me a little nervous.
Sure.
And then the pricing scheme. So if they can add enough content in maps that it's got stuff was busy, okay. Do you think they can go free to play and sell fucking gems or jewels or whatever, like all these other games? Or would you rather have a couple dollars on there?
You've turned into a robot, officially.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Big dreams.
Beep,
Is it
boop,
me or
beep,
you?
boop.
Rip.
Discord? Is Discord fucking up? I think. Yeah, you're frozen.
It feels like it's Discord. Can I drop call and come back?
Let's do that.
Let's try it.
Hang on, chat. I think that was out of our control. Maybe. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh.
Yo.
Hey. Yeah, what the fuck? Healy great.
That's weird. I can't. Yeah, I just did a speed test and my internet's juice.
Yeah.
Can you share with me again?
We're being DDoS, man.
Something. Discord has issues from time to time.
It does.
It's not perfect.
Okay.
All right, cool. I can see again. Yeah. So I don't even know what rant I was going on. I think I was just talking about how they could possibly present it and the pricing schemes. I think I would be willing to If it were free to play and they tried to I'm not a fan of these games. It's like, oh, you're out of energy, buy more energy, for $1.99 or something.
I don't see them do
I
that.
hate that, man. I hate that.
Sure.
Um,
But I still
but
question because we had those talks with Wyatt about the autoplay, and that kept coming up.
yeah,
It kept coming up.
and that's a huge thing in the East, and I think they're targeting a huge crowd over there.
Right.
Like honestly, I bet Diablo Immortal is going to be more successful in China than it would be.
Oh yeah,
In the
no
States.
doubt, no doubt.
So it's like, are they going to tailor this game? I mean, maybe they make 2 versions of the game, where they have autoplay in East and they don't here. I don't know. But if it's $10, I think if they put a price tag on this game, I think people won't try it.
Sure.
I think that hate carries over from the hates and the memes, and it's like, oh, $10 too? Like, absolutely not. Whereas if they make it a free to play.
Okay, going back, let me ask you a different kind of question. What if Diablo went the route of like Call of Duty, where we literally got like Diablo every year? So it was like maybe like some campaign plus, some content that you can grind on, and then boom, next year we get Diablo 5. Boom, Diablo 6. Boom, Diablo 7. And keep going.
That's fine. I don't mind spending money on the games. So to me, that's fine. As long as we're getting content and new games, cool. I would prefer a live service style game
Sure.
where we got really big expansions instead. That way you're kind of feeling connected to your characters and the story, and you got all that old content there for if you want to do it,
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
I think they got to step up the cosmetic game in Diablo 4 too, because that's one of the things that gives you content in World of Warcraft, for example, are mounts. Like people love mounts and they love transmogs. And so you'll go back and do old content trying to get that 1% drop on a mount every week on multiple characters.
Fuck that.
And then as the expansions continue, that's more things to go run and get transmogs for.
Yeah, I think that they have to do the spell effects from PoE. That's such an easy moneymaker, man. But that aside, uh-oh. You got
me or
people?
you?
That's you, I think. Jesus. Technical difficulties. What was I going to say, though? Fuck. I had something really juicy, chat. It's something really juicy. And the knock. The knock just totally took me off my wheel.
The knock killed you.
It did. Oh, yeah. So, like, I think in a game like Diablo, like these ARPGs, right? Like, the year-to-year model, I don't know that, like, because you want all that time to just, like, completely dump into your dude. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I guess at the same time, we do seasons. And so we basically delete every 3 months. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But that should have been the question. Like, the year-to-year Diablo or the same game, but juicy shit for, 5-10 years.
Yeah, I don't. Seasons to me sounded like the dumbest thing ever when they first announced it,
Same.
and I'm like, this is stupid. You're gonna delete all my progress every 3 months? There's absolutely no way I'm playing this garbage. And so the only reason I really played it in the first place was when they announced the cosmetics, the seasonal cosmetics, and then they used to tie the new legendary items to the seasons, right? And so I'm like, well, I really want to try out that build. I really want those cosmetics. I'll play it. And then it was like, oh, this is awesome. I love it. you
Right.
know? And I got hooked but had they not done it that way, I probably never would have tried seasons. If there weren't seasonal rewards to it that made
Right.
me want to go in and play.
Yeah, for me, it was the items. Like, just getting the POG items that would completely, like, overhaul your build. Like, you just had to do it. I didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
eventually did it. But yeah, like, that's just, it's crazy. Like, so to see what that's morphed into. So Diablo kind of started with, like, the seasons, and you'd get, like, one new legendary or something like that. And to see where PoE has gone with it, where it's just
Yeah.
like, it's literally an expansion, like every 3 months. So it's like, it's just crazy to see where that's developed. I hope
I'd
they
be
take,
okay with them nerfing and getting rid of everything.
they have to take from PoE. Like, I know we talk about it time and time again, but they have to. Please. Steal ideas back from them.
Do it. Borrow from them.
Yeah.
It's just borrowing. It's not even stealing. It's borrowing.
Sure.
So, all right. So let's switch gears for just a second,
Yeah.
though. Unless you got more on the D4
No,
stuff.
no.
Okay. They're gonna shut down the Diablo 3 forums.
Yeah. So I guess they're doing some upgrades. Either they're doing a new system or like maybe some back-end improvements or something. But either way, the Diablo 3 forums, as we know them, are going to go into archive mode, just like Diablo fans did for a short period of time. So that's going to be happening between June 24th and July 9th. And so there's been like a lot of people are scared about like, oh, I'm going to lose my post history and how many posts that I've made. And because people love the forums, which I still don't get it. Like Reddit exists. So like, why even support a forum? Right.
The 24th was yesterday.
Right.
So when did they drop this post? I kind of
this was 6 days ago.
missed it, I guess.
Of course, after the last podcast. Literally right after that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this seems like it's a technology upgrade, and that's cool. I get that.
Yeah. I think it's
It
important.
sucks to lose all that old content, though. I'm surprised that they don't have a way to archive it permanently, I guess.
Do you think this alludes to, obviously more content down the pipeline for Diablo? That they're going to be like worried about rehashing forums to prepare for the next generation of Diablo or video games?
For players, handle more. I don't know, man. This could just be a migration to get everything caught up on the same platforms and stuff and the same things. But it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say.
The forums.
It kind of makes me feel like, oh, maybe they're gonna shut down Diablo. It's like this is like a classic, move. Like it's on the classics team. It's not getting support. Let's just go ahead and archive and move it. And then part of me is kind of like, well, they're not killing it though. They're just moving it to a new platform. Right. So maybe it's got a life still. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully it's more performant. I mean, the forums are godly slow. But yeah, what we forgot on that thing was the fact that they mentioned Overwatch 2 as well for next year. I mean, we kind of touched on it last week.
Oh, yeah, on the Diablo 4 leakage thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like, still to me, what are you going to do for Overwatch 2? Like, what do you do?
I don't know. Like, is it the same?
Get all new characters and new maps? But like, what? I mean, there's not like you're going to get some new game mode that's like,
but think of all the balance that comes with that. Like, they spent all this time like getting the balance right in Overwatch 1, and now you're going to come out with a new game with tons of new characters, and shit's going to be overpowered. And I don't know,
if you're putting a 2 behind it, you can't pull in other heroes. You can't reuse any of those guys. To me,
yeah. I mean, they could reuse them, but they'd have to be like new stuff. Like they'd all have to do new stuff.
You can't even fucking reuse them. You better give me new stuff if you're putting a 2 behind it and making me pay for a new game.
How many new? Okay, so say Overwatch 2 was like Overwatch 1 plus new characters. How many new characters would it have to be to kind of quantify double?
At least double. So the Overwatch has a shitload of heroes now. I don't know what their number's at. 20, let's say 20. You better have 40, and then you're balancing 40 characters. There's no way. Get out of here. Like, just, you got to dump them, man. You got to get new tunes. And here's the thing. Like, I've actually been playing Overwatch lately. For some reason, I just fired it up the other day. I hadn't played in like 6-8 months. It was a blast, man. I had so much fun. I played it for like 3 nights straight. I was like, Overwatch, I like that game. It's a fun game. So
I like it too, but it's just when you face a team that has like any idea what's going on versus you and your team of randos, it's just like you're done. You're just done.
Yeah, I'm not doing comp or anything. I'm just doing quick play.
Yeah.
And I'm just focusing on playing well, like trying to win. But, I realize if I get a blueberry team that's getting smashed, then I just have fun with it. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to make this one guy's life miserable, even though we're going to lose. And, just have fun with it. So,
right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. To me, it's like I just don't see how they could drop Overwatch 2. I don't know what innovative thing you can do. There's not really a story, so to say. I mean, there's kind of a story, but
right.
New heroes and the same game modes with new maps. So new heroes, new maps.
I don't know. I don't know what they could do. People are saying like PvE and shit, but like, would that be fun?
That's not the game though. That's not Overwatch 2. That's like.
But they did just lose. Like, so like we kind of touched on before how we didn't feel like they had really gone into the PvE loot and shoot, and then they kind of absorbed Destiny, but now they've lost Destiny, so now that genre is kind of open again. So I guess it makes sense.
But that's a whole different game. If they do Overwatch PvE like a Destiny style looter shooter, I would be down as hell. But that's not Overwatch to me. That's like, you could use the same heroes if you want, but you got to call it Overwatch hyphen something, you know, I don't know, Serenity, or I don't know what the hell you call it, but whatever you call it, it can't be, you know, call it Overwatch Titan or something. That was
well, they're not going to call
right?
Overwatch 2. I think they call it Diablo 4. I'm sure it's not going to be called Diablo 4. That's just what people know.
I bet it's called Diablo 4.
You really think it would be?
Oh, I think Diablo is going to be called Diablo 4.
I guess
100%.
it would have to be to kind of differentiate it from Diablo Immortal, because then people would be like, well, which one's the fucking the crap phone game, you know? Like, how would people know if it was Diablo Infinite or some shit?
Yeah.
So I guess, I guess it would have to be Diablo 4, technically. Anyways,
I don't know.
Off topic.
It'd be interesting to see, though. I'm really interested in Overwatch 2 because I like Overwatch 1, and I don't know what they can do.
I don't know. That's that Team Fortress gameplay I've never really been a fan of. But anyways, shock of all shocks. I just had to throw this on there. So, Thorns Necro, rank 1, soloing a 135 so far this season. Season's not even done yet, guys. Like, Blizzard, can you, like, I know you're not loving the fluff, but can you finally listen to me? Let's get this figured out. Let's get this Thorns taken care of, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I haven't messed with Thorns Necro really ever. It doesn't look engaging to me, so you know,
Right.
is what it is, I guess.
But just OP. I want to see him actually kill RG. Probably just melts it. Probably gets a good affix. Just stacking Stricken. And he's gonna.
If you guys are listening, we're just watching
the video. What's gonna happen for him to trigger this?
I don't know.
Actually, take like a 5-minute rift. How much time did he have to kill the Guardian?
A lot.
Yeah, he had a fuck ton.
Quite a bit.
Holy shit. Yeah, like
So,
5 minutes.
yeah.
Anyways, 135, 5 minutes left to kill RG.
That's
insane.
pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, Blizzard.
Did you want to talk about that Diablo King of the North?
Yeah,
thing?
honestly, and maybe you guys can help out and like post on YouTube, you know, tweet at us, but I don't know what it is. So I was just like looking up Diablo information today, and someone had mentioned in a Reddit post like these assets for Ruins of Sescheron and stuff like that. This was supposed to be the next Diablo expansion, which was gonna like be called quote King of the North. It's gonna have Druid and like all this, you know, like North type stuff and like
How hot would that title be today after all this Game of Thrones hype? You know,
right?
I mean,
not King in the North, but King of the North. But yeah, I could. So I started Googling it, and like I found like 4 not articles, but like 4 mentions just like randomly on the internet. So I couldn't find like any validity to it, but it did make sense, like because they did give us, you know, some of those maps just like kind of randomly, like for free. And it definitely felt like Diablo was leading to, you know, like Imperius being the next bad guy. So, and they definitely alluded to Druid just time and time again in this game. And, you know, that Leviathan video we talked about last week where he's like, oh, there's all these signs and it's coming. So it's just crazy to me.
Something that they did recently was when they added those special zones. Was it the Ruins of Sescheron?
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where they added the rooms, but where they like morphed zones. Like you're in a tile set, and then you just go through like this little wall thing, and you're in a different tile set.
That's dope, man.
And that's super cool. Like put that in Greater Rifts.
Yeah.
And give us that mechanic.
100%.
Like let us get in a Greater Rift, and then maybe there's a pylon that you hit it, and it would just portal to a new rift, or like you can choose to do it or not do it. Like there would just be so many. Maybe that's too complicated. Just even if not that, just give us that tile set with the different levels mixed in.
Yeah,
that'd be cool as hell.
Because the only way to do that right now is like literally to run a bounty in that zone, which is
that
ridiculous.
one zone.
Like what a waste of dev effort to just like pump that out as one zone and like never
put
like,
it in the activity that we're doing all the time. Put it in Nephilim rifts, if not greater rifts. Like greater rifts would be awesome. Normal rifts, fine. I'll take it. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't like just
and while
delete
you're at
the
it,
asset.
you can get rid of spaghetti levels. Like spaghetti levels can completely get deleted out. Cave spaghetti as well. If you're at it, I'm fine with that. You can replace those.
Yeah, I don't know what I hate worse. So spaghetti, and like caves and sewers, or there's these big wide open maps in PoE, but there's just like all this clunky dumb shit on the ground that your character just like constantly is running into, like a big rock and
running around.
It's just like it feels open, but at the same time it's not, because it's like there's just
that's how I feel about
into.
a lot of the Diablo tile sets too, is that they feel open, but they're really not. There's really only a couple actual open maps. But like I don't know the name, like the forest one kind of has like trees all over it, and running around. Like whereas, Battlefield is truly an open map.
Right.
But I've talked about that a lot with Diablo 3. I feel like they maybe worked with the engine or worked with the resources they had. Maybe it was memory limitations. I'm not really sure. But it seems like everything is on the same plane. There's no like vertical axis at all in any of their tile types. And no curvature at all. Everything's 45-degree angles. So like those are, there's no up, there's no down, like no hills. It would be cool to see some open and some terrain.
Sure, so, of course.
That's got to be in Diablo 4.
Yes.
I hope so much.
To me, it's like they have this opportunity to really expand upon what made Diablo, like, and really go ham with this idea of dynamic map generation, and like to have the technology to do that. And they've got, some bright minds over there. So I would love to see that be the focus. Like,
Yep.
And
I think Diablo 4 will have those things. I don't think it's going to be flat like this. Not that, Diablo 4 looks good still, but let's hope, man.
Diablo 4 looks good still? You've seen it? You know something?
No, Diablo 3. Diablo 3 looks good still today.
What do you know, dude? Are you fucking holding out?
Oh man, I better delete that video.
NDA.
Yeah. So let's switch topics for a second. Do you have any more Diablo news you wanted to hit up or speculations?
Did I? Let me look.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
We covered it.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's hit our other gaming news of the week real fast. Sure. 8.2 launched in WoW today. I haven't got an opportunity to play it yet. The servers were down for like
what is
ever. They're down for like 7-8 hours. So it's the next big expansion. They're opening up 2 new zones.
Is it underwater? Ugh.
Is it underwater? Yeah, I don't think you're like underwater the whole time. Like you're walking. You're in like bubbles and shit. Nazjatar, I can't really say it, and Mechagon are the 2 zones. I don't know much about it, man. I didn't play the beta. I didn't really watch crazy videos. I want to kind of just explore it as I play the game. But they fixed the Azerite system. Apparently, there's new gear, new armor, new raids. Flying gets unlocked. So in like all of BFA. So it's their next biggest expansion. I would imagine this is probably going to be the last one before the next expansion drops. I mean, I don't think 8.3 is going to be a thing. 8.3 might be the pre-patch, for the next expansion, but this is probably the end of the content cycle.
Do you think we'll see an expansion for World of Warcraft this year at BlizzCon?
Probably, yeah. I think we'll get an announcement. I think it makes sense to get an announcement.
How many more expansions do you think they'll pump out before they finally like all right, maintenance mode?
For WoW?
Yeah.
Oh man, till their sub base drops under 1 million.
Sure.
Under 500K maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll shrink the team if the sub count goes down, but who knows, man? I mean, who would have thought in 2004 we'd still be playing this shit in 2019?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Nope.
I'm like, oh shit. So we'll see. But that's that's kind of a big thing for most of the Diablo fan base has dabbled in WoW a little bit. Even if you hate it, you still you probably tried it at some point. And then you and I have both seen this thing. This has been floating around everywhere. I don't know how you could have missed this. The surprise mechanics. Did you actually see the video of this?
Yes.
Dude.
So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, they had like this hearing for microtransactions, loot boxes, and if whether or not they kind of violate, ethical boundaries and they're gambling. And they had, was it the EA lady? Like, I don't even know who she works for.
It was like some EA representative. She was like a head EA person, like a
And
top.
so the guy asks, like, do you have any qualms with like the ethics of loot boxes? And she's like, first of all, they're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics.
And he's like, he like calls it. He's like, you mean loot boxes? No,
Yeah.
they're surprise mechanics.
You can call it whatever the fuck you want, lady.
People like to get surprised, and this dude is like, these are fucking loot boxes,
Right.
She refused to say the word loot box. Like,
Right.
she would not even say it. If you guys haven't seen this, man, you gotta Google
you
it.
gotta
Go,
Google it.
just Google EA surprise mechanics. If you Google those things, you'll find the video. It is so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's pretty cringe. Like, this shit like just blows my mind. Do you think, and I kind of asked this question in the stream, do you think that people like that, these lawyers, these legal counsel members, these people, these big CEOs, that like they get sat down because they've clearly been unethical in some way, shape, or form, or like they're slowly killing people or something, like, and they sit there and they're like, oh, there's really, I don't see anything wrong, and like, do you think that they have a hard time sleeping at all, or do you just think like they're just like so?
No, man,
fucking out
they're
of their
just
mind.
money hungry assholes. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they're sleeping in their silk pajamas every night. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. Like, if you watch her argument of keep repeating surprise mechanics,
Right.
it's like, do you think we're that stupid? Do you think everybody you talk to is that stupid?
Right.
Like, it just blows my mind. Either A, you're that stupid, or B, you really think we're that stupid. Just come on, man.
It's
Like,
crazy.
to me, that in itself is enough to be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. Whatever the ruling was, I'm going against you
Overturn.
for refusing to
Right.
say loot boxes. Like, you lose. You lose.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
crazy to me. So like recently I watched some documentary. It was like on how obviously like fat America has become, and I didn't even notice this, and I'm sure like everyone in the world knows this, but you know how you look at like nutrition facts on like cereal or whatever, anything, and
Yeah.
like everything has a percentage value besides
Right.
sugar. Sugar doesn't have any percentage value, and it was like the big, like Coca-Cola's, Kellogg's, they basically forced that into the United States, like law,
into the law,
that you
like the nutrition label laws.
cannot put the percent value. So like, obviously as a society, we're getting just incredibly fat because like you have, orange juice for breakfast. That's like 250% of your daily sugar. And then you have like a Coke with lunch, and it's like, now you're at like 700% of your daily sugar, and then Coke with dinner. It's like, and people are like, I don't understand why I'm getting fat, and like they're just blowing through sugar, but they would have no way of knowing it. It was really weird too, because they followed like families, and it's like, well, what are you doing to like, because they had like obese people in their family and they were obese or whatever. Like, what are you doing to cut back on everything? And so be like, well, we're getting this like no fat stuff. It's just like loaded with fucking sugar, and they get like, non-fat Triscuits, but they don't portion control. It's just crazy. And it's like, and the same people that sit on the console and like they're facing like, the federal government or, regulators, and they're like, yeah, there's no science that proves that like sugar makes you fat. It's the lack of like exercise, and it's just like, it's so fucking crazy. It's the same kind of shit. It's like you're sitting there, and I don't even care. Like, you can sell loot boxes, whatever, go for it. But you can't sit there and say it's not fucking gambling. Like, that's the bottom line.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not you like EA,
you're paying
and
money on a
microtransactions,
chance to get
right?
something.
It's gambling. So,
and you're controlling that chance. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're mathematically rigging the system. So
right.
it's crazy, man. And you know what's even more weird is like, I would like to see legislation passed that says that they have to display their loot box odds. Like what's the math? I want to see the mathematical code behind your loot boxes and see the percent chances of getting the things that you're supposed to
Do you
get.
think that would matter?
Because if you, I mean, not no, but to me, I want to know. And like, if you go to the casino, you can figure out your mathematical
Sure.
chances when you're playing blackjack.
But they
or-
don't show
or
you,
poker. Or,
like, hey, you played
they
this
don't show
table.
you, but you can figure it out though.
Sure.
You know, but you can't figure out the chances of getting. Okay, let's say Overwatch. Okay, like I
Right.
want the whatever legendary Reaper skin.
Sure.
Okay, there's like 20 heroes, so you buy a loot box, and there's a percent chance it's gonna have a legendary, and then it's got to be one of the 5 for the specific hero. Like it's got to be like a 0.001% chance,
Yeah.
whatever the case is. But like let's see the numbers behind that. Like if you're gonna buy a loot box, at least tell me, okay, you have a 10% chance of getting a legendary item. Okay,
Sure.
well then I know. Like, all right, I'm really throwing my money away if I do this, or
Right.
whatever. So
What the big difference is that so like you can't go in a casino like as a little kid, sit down at a fucking blackjack table and gamble your
Yeah.
allowance away. Like that's the fucking difference. And like
Yeah.
they obviously need to weigh, that sort of thing. It's just crazy to me. And these companies make money off
microtransactions, man, I think are super, super big. And like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I have my own kids to look at. Like they're my sample
Sure.
audience, my sample, But my 4 kids want to spend all of the allowance that they earn on microtransactions every week. It's Fortnite, it's GTA money. With my daughter, it's like, Roblox or Minecraft money or whatever, But it's all microtransactions. They don't want new games. They want microtransactions for the games. I mean, it's a model that works, and they're super addicted. Like today, my son wanted to spend, he had his birthday last Saturday. So he's got all this money burning a hole in his pocket, right? He's playing like some fucking coin, like I call it pig coin spin. I don't know the actual name of the game, but like it's literally a slot machine, and you like roll it and then you get coins, and then you take the coins and you attack people. And like he wanted to spend like $20 just for more spins in this game, and I refused to let him do it. I'm like, absolutely not.
Wow.
And he's pissed. Like he's like, it's my money, blah blah blah. Because normally I'm like, it's your money, you earned it, you can spend it on what you want. But I'm like, absolutely no way.
Right.
I'm letting you blow $20 on that stupid cell phone game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, do you think that?
But he argued me with it for like a good 5 minutes, and I'm like, and to the point where I had to be like, no. And if you ask me again, like I had to get stern. Like, no, stop asking.
Do you think that, like, it is gambling, right? So, I mean, Fortnite's better because they have like, well, this is what you're gonna get with the money usually.
You can just buy it direct. Yeah.
Sure. Do you think that contributes to their enjoyment of the game? Is the fact that they are, kind of gambling?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I think with Fortnite, it's about being cool. So Fortnite, it's like clothes. It's like, imagine being in high school.
Yeah.
And you're dressed in Walmart clothes.
So your friends see your Fortnite character and they're like, oh,
you're dressed in fucking Gucci, right? So they're gonna be like, yo, I got whatever the latest greatest shit. I got Jordans on. You got fucking, Jordache. Haha.
Sure.
So I think that's what it is in Fortnite. I think it's a cosmetic, like, social game.
Right.
But the gambling aspect for the boxes, I think that kids don't understand the value of the money that they're spending on the boxes. Like my son knows what $20 is, and he knows how much he gets per week. But in his mind, I think it's hard for him to register that, like, okay, I did all these chores and did all this stuff to make, whatever, $10. And if I take this $10 and spend it on coins for this game, I'm going to spend them all in like 2 minutes. I'm not going to get shit. And then I've just wasted my allowance now, where I could have had something more tangible. So I think that's the disconnect,
right?
That they don't have the foresight to see, like, oh, don't do this. This is a waste of your money. So
now,
and like chat was saying, like, tell him to play a better game. Like my son plays Destiny, he plays GTA, Fortnite. Like, I mean, he plays big AAA titles. So it's not like this cell phone game is like the only thing that he plays. It's just at the moment he's fixated on this for that 30 minutes, and now that's what he wants to spend his money on.
So what's the this question immediately popped up in my head. What is the theoretical difference between, like a loot box and say Call of Duty, and surprise mechanics from Hearthstone, where you buy packs to get cards? Is it because you're always getting cards?
That's a loot box to me too in Hearthstone. Like it's just acceptable.
But
because
that's
what they
acceptable.
did
Like
in real
baseball
life.
cards, that huge
baseball
card
cards,
game,
basketball. That's been a thing forever, man.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering.
So loot boxes are just doing something that's already kind of been there.
Right.
They
just making it more accessible, I guess.
They're just it's just more accessible because baseball cards, basketball cards back 50 years ago, that was the same shit, man. Kids would buy baseball card packs, and then didn't get nothing.
Sure.
So I don't know, man. It's crazy though. But it's easy to see that the firsthand for me, the whole of a kid doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah.
So like if they have big bank or they have parents that are enablers, like they will spend so much money.
For sure.
Like so much money.
Yeah.
So
and it's weird too, because like I wonder how much money they make off people like that. Because like, I say Call of Duty, when it was released, I played, a good amount of that, but they didn't make like dime off me. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. And that's the same for me. Like I haven't spent, I'm trying to think of in-game currency that I've actually paid for. And I can't think of any. I don't think I've ever done it. Like the only time I considered doing it was Destiny had a skin for a weapon, my favorite weapon in the game. And the reason that I was like, you know what, I might do this because I really like the game and I want to support them. That was my process of thought.
Sure, yeah.
It wasn't like I'm going to buy this because I really want it. It was like, yeah, you know what, I like the game, I'll support the game, and I get this too. Other than that, though, it's like I'm okay. Like I will grind for the thing. If I could grind for it or buy it, I'm going to grind for it 100%.
Right.
Even if makes no sense. It's like I could work for 3 minutes and pay for it, or I can grind for 2 weeks. I'm going to grind for 2 weeks just because.
Yeah, and that's why I absolutely love, of all the things that PoE sells, that's why I absolutely love Dispel Cosmetics. Because it's like, I want to pay $20 and I want to make it green. Like, I want to make it fucking blue. Like, I just like how my character looks when I'm shooting out blue shit instead of fucking green shit. Like, I think that's like amazing.
Yeah.
And they, he pays for the, it's a free to play game, first of all. So like that's super important. If it was like $60 pay to play, and then you're going to charge me another $10, $20 to make my main skill blue, then that's a problem. But I think they do a pretty good job at it. And I think that's kind of smart as well as like the tabs. Like it makes sense. It's not pay to win, but it's like if you want your shit to be organized and you see the value in that, then yeah, you're going to want to spend a little bit of money.
At the same time, though, man, I don't want people telling me how I can spend my money.
What do you mean?
Like, I think so. Loot boxes are bad in general. But if I want to spend all my money on a loot box, it's my money.
Okay, so you're saying the regulations you don't like if there's, but for people like you, it's never gonna matter. You're not that guy.
I hate
like,
loot boxes.
I can't stop.
Don't get me wrong. Like I hate loot boxes.
Right.
I hate them. And I think they shouldn't exist. But at the same time, though, it's like we don't have to spend money on them. We don't have to.
Right.
We're choosing to.
Sure.
And it's like if you're not responsible enough to not spend your rent money on loot boxes, there's probably other shit in your life that's fucked up too.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Like
it kind of preys
such a slippery slope.
It kind of preys on those people that would probably maybe even never know that they were like a gambling addict, right? So it's like people maybe like going to the casino doesn't appeal to them, but like really getting the sweet loot in a game and like that appeals to them. So I don't know. I kind of feel like probably,
but it's proven
addicts.
That it works though, man. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is it works, and so I want them to get outlawed. I want them to be illegal because I don't like them. But it does, like, I think another divisive scheme will be thought up that's as bad.
Sure.
I just don't see, if there's money out there, people are going to design ways to get it. And just like we talked about this, I'm pretty sure a long time ago. Was it Call of Duty or Battlefield? One of the games had built-in mechanics that were like, okay, if XYZ likes using this weapon, then we want to pair him with people that have a pay to win version of that weapon that's better so that they'll see how awesome it is and then they'll go want to buy it. Like, did you
Sure.
see like they had this, like EA, I think it was EA announced that they had this code that was like pairing people in specific groups with the weapon to try to entice them to buy things? Fuck, that's dirty, man.
Right.
That is dirty.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so now I'm gonna get more of XYZ
Sure.
map because this weapon performs better there, and I'm likely to buy it. Therefore, you're gonna keep putting me in this map. So I'm like, okay, I need to buy this weapon.
So
You know,
let me ask you this. So one of the most effective campaigns, like in American history, is like the campaign against cigarettes, like and putting the warning label on the cigarettes is like, this shit's gonna fucking kill you. And do you think that that's maybe the approach they should take with like literally everything, like, you know, buying these microtransactions, these surprise mechanics? That's, you know, there's a 1% chance you're gonna get your shit and you're gonna spend $5. Hey, just so you fucking know. Or like when you eat a pack of M&Ms, it's like this shit's gonna make you fat if you eat it every day.
that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Is I think that drop rates should be there. Like drop rates should be accessible, like a nutrition fact. Like if I buy this thing, what does it contain? What are the percent chances I'm going to get XYZ from it? You know what I mean? But no, I think that just dilutes it. It waters it down. You're going to get used to seeing the warning label and not read it, not pay attention to it.
Sure.
'Cause everything is going to have a warning label. Like what's the California has to like put warning labels on so much shit now. So like when I look at stuff, it's like, oh, like here's an example. We were talking about traveling, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking at renting a car in California. And when I was looking at the prices, like this warning popped up and it said, in California, did you know that driving a car may expose you to methadoxane, blah, 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 that could like cause cancer in your lungs? Or I don't know what it was, man.
fuck?
But there was a warning label about driving a car, basically, is what it was saying. It's like, did you know that cars have exhaust? It's like, yes, I fucking know that.
Right.
You know, so it's like, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, I'm not reading this. Okay, fine,
Sure.
whatever. Yep, I still want it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
And have you
I don't
ever
know.
smoked? Was that?
No,
No?
never.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyways.
I do enough bad stuff that'll kill me as it is. It's like, I mean, I
Sure.
eat, like, we talking about sugar. I mean, fuck, I love
Yeah.
sugar. I eat.
Yeah, they did a study. Like,
crap
listen to
off
this
on.
shit. They did a study with lab rats, right? That were addicted to cocaine. And they gave them the option of more fucking cocaine or sugar water.
Or sugar.
And they all switched. All of them.
To sugar water.
And they were fucking doubly addicted to the sugar.
I mean, I can say this, and I think about this frequently. I genuinely think I'm a gaming addict. 100%.
Okay.
Like, I am hooked on video games. And to the point where there are times where I check myself and I'm like, you know what? I've been playing games. I'm streaming all the time. It's Saturday. I need to go get off the games and go hang with my fam.
Sure.
Like I have to self-regulate a lot.
Okay.
And so I definitely think that you can get addicted to all kinds of stuff. But
Sure.
video games is definitely one of them, 100%. And I would think a lot of people watching this podcast could probably be like, yeah, you know what? Me too, a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
but keep watching, guys. Don't get off the couch.
Yeah,
Just keep fucking watching.
No, you can't be addicted to podcasts. You know, you're good.
Surprise mechanics. Yeah.
Surprise mechanic, you're addicted.
It's funny too because during
So-
that conference they had like some bell just like went off like while the lady was talking. Did you see that part? Like some bell in the courtroom was like ding 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 and it like didn't stop and they're all like, what the hell's going on? It'd been so great if one of the judges had been like, oh, surprise mechanics in the courtroom, but none of them took the play.
Surprise mechanic.
Right. It's like,
Right.
God damn it! What a
Right.
missed opportunity.
Oh my god! All right, we got more stuff on here, but let's save some of it.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Twitter questions.
Okay. Lay it on me.
So, all right,
Sausage.
Maester Mages. Yeah, Maester Mages says if they drop D4 tomorrow, suddenly how much would it disrupt your normal life schedule?
Fuck.
24-hour stream.
I quit my
48-hour
job.
stream.
Yeah.
You'd quit your job.
No, I
Holy
wouldn't.
crap.
I mean, fuck. It would suck because like all my vacations allotted and they don't do that to me. Blizzard, don't do that to me. But yeah,
Well, if they do schedule it, I'm going to plan on it dropping when you schedule a vacation. 100%.
fuck.
let's just say this.
Yo, I'm
let's
not
say
going to
that you had
ExileCon. It's stupid. I'm never gonna go there.
Yo, let's say that you had a vacation planned, legit vacation planned, and you find out it's like a month away, and you find out they're dropping D4. Are you canceling the vacation?
I mean, I gotta be
D4.
honest. Like, you know, I have addictions too. Like, obviously, I really, really love games. But, like, you know, if I had an infinite money supply, I don't know that it would just be playing games. Like, I have such wanderlust that, like, travel is like, I just have to do it. Like, I need that in my life, or I just would go fucking crazy. So, I mean, I force myself to go on these things because I know that I'll become unhappy if I don't. So I would probably
That's
still
not the
go.
question.
I would still go. I would still go because it's so much money.
Okay.
First of all, like these vacations that I take, they're not like super expensive, but they're not fucking cheap. So
yeah,
I mean, I couldn't.
I agree. I mean, I would too. I'd miss it. I would be upset as hell though. I would be like, oh my god, come on, man. I'd be bummed for sure.
Right. And
So-
I'm so used to that disappointed though. To be honest, it's happened to me like just nonstop over the course of my life. Like I missed like Halo 5 launch. I'm pretty sure I missed Halo 4 launch. I want to say I missed Halo Reach as well. And
You just take too many
Halo
vacations,
2.
man. First world problems. Fluff.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a thing. It's 100%. And it happened to me when Diablo 3 first came out. Like the second weekend that was even out, I had to fucking go on vacation.
So part of the question was 24-hour stream, 40-hour stream. Probably not. Like honestly, I think I've learned that if I do like 15s, you can maintain 15s for a while. But if you do a 24, you're cashed out pretty hard after.
Here's the thing, man. Like, and some people have seen it. When I get like into something, we kind of saw it with like Synthesis and PoE because I hadn't touched PoE in a while. And I was really enjoying Synthesis, and I would play for. I think the first night I was playing for like 30 something hours. Like, and I just didn't even feel like it was that long. Like, I can just fucking go. So, I mean, I would definitely, if Diablo 4 came out, poof, tomorrow, I could at least probably see, 35 hours at least straight. And
35?
I wouldn't even like notice it until I'm like, you know what, I need to go to bed and I'll come back. I guarantee it.
I mean, yeah, I've had those adrenaline dumps too, or pumps where you're just going, and it's like, man, I'm not sleepy. But I would be smart enough to pace myself. I would be like, listen, man, I'm in it for the long haul. We're gonna go all week. Let's do 50. I could do 15s for probably a week or two straight,
Right?
Maybe longer.
Chat says I can do it because I'm young. That's nice of you guys.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave. Wait a minute. You said my logo sucked earlier. Hold on, chat. Okay. Zombie Wolf says, if ThaPChild plays PoE, will Fluff play a campaign type game? Ooh, do I get to pick a campaign
What?
game?
This isn't the deal. You're gonna play an ARPG, on it when we talk about ARPGs week after week. This is just research. This is something you need to do. I'm not doing anything. This isn't a single player role playing game.
All right, let's think about this, chat. You guys can let me know what is a great campaign game, like the best single player story.
Gross.
Trying to think.
Wouldn't you say God of War? Because you were like,
dude, God of War was so
God of
good.
War.
It was so good. Yeah, top 3 game all time. That game was phenomenal.
Never have any interest in playing that. No way.
I'm making play that. That's a great one. Thanks.
No way.
Demonic Grizz says, say you won the lottery, what would you do with the money? What are you doing? Quitting your job?
I mean, yeah. Okay, so I wouldn't quit the job until you got the money in hand, obviously. But yeah, once you get money in hand, I would definitely probably kit out an even better stream room if that's even possible.
Yeah.
And I would travel a lot, and I would figure out a way that I would be able to travel and stream and not have to do it, like maybe like a crew that just follows me around or something like that. Like I don't want it to take away from my experience.
Yeah, you want to do some doc in the public restrooms.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, exactly that. I want to just film me going to the bathroom.
Yeah, the whole time. It's like Fluff Pisses. That's the name of the segment. It's Fluff Pisses, and then you're just gonna have you pissing in like every spot that you go to on vacation.
I mean, I would love it, man. Like I could pay people to
That would
do the
get
travel
views,
docs. I would be able to stream and travel, and I would just game. Like I would just be living the fucking dream. The only problem I've noticed is like I've worked from home. You know, I've had periods where like I didn't have a job and I was able to stream more. I need the cadence, I feel like, of a job in my life to like keep me fit and like regulated. So it'd be hard to find that. But I guess if you have a ton of money, you can pay people to like be like, hey, I'm here to cook you breakfast, and hey, I'm your personal trainer. Like
here to cook you breakfast.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that would solve it too. What about you?
So, you know, obviously check in hand. You know, once you get the money's in the bank account and you're good to go. My job's been good to me for a long time. So I would give them ample time to find a replacement. And then once they found somebody, I would, I don't know, man. I'd obviously I'd build a big ass house somewhere, buy a bunch of property, and make people move away and not be close to me because I don't like neighbors. And build a kick-ass streamer. But I'm like you. I would travel. There's a lot of places I want to visit and see.
Yeah.
I'm not a travel nut like you. Like I don't really like the outdoorsy. Like I don't want to go camp in like Cambodia or some shit.
What?
But I do want to go to like Italy and like, you know, I want to see all these historical places and visit them. And I want to go drive cars on famous racetracks and just do dumb shit that I shouldn't be able to do.
So can I be like your travel advisor? When you win the lottery?
Dude. Yeah.
That'd be great.
I mean, I'd like, Fluff, let's go on vacation. Where are we going? You book it. I'll pay.
Let's stream it.
Let's do it. Yeah, for sure. Get a crew to stream.
Dude, we can get like a sweet fucking podcast, actual room, you know? Like, who's that guy?
Dude. That'd be dope.
The guy, you know? He's got like a big internet podcast.
Guy? Joe Rogan?
No. Like, way better setup than Joe Rogan. No. Way better setup than him. The funny one. I don't know what his name is.
I don't know. I can't think of a funny one. So
help me, Chad. Chad will think of it. I'm not worried.
All right. So you want a big dope ass pod room?
Yeah.
Okay. We'd have to live in the same city, dude.
Yeah, it's not gonna be St. Louis. We can just roll that out, right? You don't have family or anything,
Palm
right?
Springs. It looks dope.
Palm Springs. Hell yeah,
I'm on this Palm Springs kick. I mean, that place looks cool, man. It looks so futuristic and modern and awesome and not. But anyways, all right. CT says, if you're given the choice of any game from console or PC to remake into HD, but keep the exact story / gameplay, what would it be? You get the HD remaster.
Story and gameplay. I mean, it's like
I've
never been a story. I guess
I'm more of a remake guy than a remaster.
Okay, just on gameplay. Do you have one ready to go? Because I got to think.
You got to think about it. Final Fantasy VII would have been on the list for me.
Yeah, of course.
Already doing
they're doing it.
Like that's like one of my all-time favorite RPGs. If I had to think of another like it's going to be some kind of, if it's a story-based game, it's going to be an RPG game. I would like Final Fantasy VIII to get the remaster treatment, just like 7 did. But I want remake. I don't want, I just don't want HD graphics because that's not enough.
Yeah, for sure.
They need to modernize the game 100%.
Right.
So
I
mean, it'd be kind of.
Yeah. Can I just say PoE? Like already?
Yeah.
If we could take PoE,
I was kind of thinking World of Warcraft. It'd be cool if they like actually like made that look cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Like that would kind of. I guess that'd be like the ultimate pick. I got so much time in that game. I should.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd say WoW.
I'll say PoE. Like even though it's still an active game, like just redo the graphics. Yeah.
Right. Hex says, why do you think people seem to be against gaming streaming services like Google Stadia?
So I think it's just, for me, my experience, most of the people that are anti like Stadia and stuff like that are actual gamers that are concerned about latency. It's not so much.
Yep.
I've talked to people that are like, oh, that could be cool. They're not like hardcore gamers. They're maybe like mobile phone gamers, which they're not real gamers. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I
it's
agree.
just
I think it's 100% latency to me. 100% latency.
Yeah.
I don't see with modern technology, you can't combat it.
Yeah.
You can't get that latency latency low enough.
And my other
I
thing
don't
is,
see how it's gonna work, man.
yeah,
We gotta play it, I guess, but I just don't see
sure.
how it's gonna work.
But my other thing is,
and then you're streaming the game too, so fidelity, like, so to somebody like me, like visuals are super important to me, and
sure,
that's why I have, you know, a $600 monitor, a $700 monitor,
yeah,
is because I care. I care about what it looks, and if you're compressing that video, I just don't see, like, you know, watching somebody stream, like the best streaming setups, like your quality of your stream is pretty damn good.
it's the
You know
best
what I
on
mean?
Twitch. Yeah,
It's about as high as you can get. You know what I mean? And still, that's not the same as actually playing the game. You're
sure,
like, I can watch your stream.
100%.
Looks great.
Right.
But like if I'm playing that, it's like, nah, man, I need better.
Sure.
You know, I want more.
But
So.
here's the thing: is like, so the Stadia platforms and all these like streaming platforms, it doesn't appeal to me. Like, I'm a gamer. That's the thing that I've actually just talked about with someone at work today. Because people are always like, "Oh, you're a gamer. Do you play this? Have you played this? Have you played this? Have you played like?" No, I played none of those. Like, I don't play anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't branch out at all. So these like streaming platforms were like, "Oh, you can play all these titles." I have zero interest in playing all these titles. Like, literally zero. Like, so to me, it's just, I'm so,
And that's
the
kind of
latency
like,
sucks. But
I'm a game. Yeah, I'm a game whore. I like to play. I like variety. I like to play a lot of things. And so to me, I can get it. I understand it. Ultimately, though, I have like 2 or 3 things that I focus in on really hard. And it's historically Diablo, World of Warcraft, and then I'll slip in one other one. Destiny's kind of been it for the last couple of years. But it's like I like to dabble in other things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've been playing Sea of Thieves lately. I've been playing The Crew. I've been playing like all these list of little games. I'll play them for a week or two, and then it's like, okay, cool. But now I'm going back to my main game, you know.
yeah,
So I think people that don't like to buckle down and play a single game, you know, that can appeal to them.
Sure.
But it's the latency for me, and I think for most content creators and most actual like people that call themselves quote unquote gamers, it's a latency issue,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And if the technology someday can support, you know, sub 25-second MS, I think would be okay. You know,
right. But
So
would it ever get to the point where, you know, like, obviously having your own rig will always be better. So like, unless it flips, I just don't see how anyone that's real like hardcore gamer that doesn't necessarily have a super tight budget would ever want to do that. So
yeah,
who knows?
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see where technology takes it. I
Yeah.
just don't see the latency thing working for all titles. Some titles like RPGs and shit where
Sure.
there's not Twitch, you know, Twitch reflexes required. Sure, I'm down. Anonymous says black coffee or cream and sugar.
Okay, I'm glad you asked because I'm trying to spread the word about this. Okay, I've told you about this.
Okay.
Scientifically,
Okay.
you are much more inclined to being a psychopath if you drink black coffee and enjoy it. If you like bitter flavors, you are more inclined to be a psycho. So sweeten it up.
Proven. This is a fact.
This is an
guys.
actual fact.
This is an actual fact.
This is an actual fact. Okay?
Scientific studies show if you like
Black coffee, you are
you could
more
be a
inclined
psychopath.
to be a fucking psychopath. So I like it with cream and sugar, lots of it.
Yep.
Barely even looks
Yep.
like coffee at that point. It's just
Yeah, I actually, you
almost
know what? I
white.
have some. I have some right here.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, that's real light
What's left
colored.
of that? It's really light colored.
Right.
That's how you got to drink it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
So good.
black coffee is
I'm glad you're
horribly
not
bitter and
psychopath.
disgusting.
I will say,
So-
in case one day I disappear, Lindsay loves black coffee.
Oh shit.
So I'm pretty much fucked, chat.
Yeah, you're dead. And then the last question that we have is from Righteous Bay. She says, I assume it's a she. You're being treated to a dinner at a fancy restaurant. You can order anything that you want. What do you get?
This is a really unlikely scenario. Okay.
Okay.
Because first
We're
of all, if
assuming
a
this
restaurant
restaurant
can
has
make
anything.
anything, it's not going to be good. Like those restaurants you go to and they have like 50 things on the menu.
Okay.
None of them are
fluff.
good.
Okay, just pick your fucking meal. So it's easy for me. I like Italian food. Italian's my favorite by far. So it could be one of a couple dishes, but I'm a big cannelloni fan. I love
Cannelloni.
dude. Cannelloni. And Yeah, that's my dish, dude. But to get really good, like really, really good, I've only had really good a couple times. So
I mean, I gotta go with probably like a curry, like a tiki masala or butter chicken, Indian food, probably.
okay.
You know, if you let's
Sounds
just assume that you're gonna go to Kansas City this year to fly out again because it's like way cheaper. We gotta go get this place. It's insane.
Okay, we'll do it.
Assuming they invite me.
All right.
I applied for a media pass, and so hopefully I get that.
Yeah, hopefully you get the media pass and then it's on, right?
Yeah.
So if not, then
guys,
whatever.
tweet
You
at
can
Blizzard. Give me the
fly
media
in.
pass.
That's it, man. That's all the questions
Easy.
that we had this week. So I think that wraps up the episode, man.
Hell yeah.
Cool. We will be back next week, episode 59, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. We go live, and you can catch the replays on Fluff's YouTube channel or on Spotify, iTunes,
everywhere
and Google Play
Yeah.
Podcast. Pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
It's dope.
So,
But yeah, follow us on
Peace
Twitter,
out, dudes.
dudes. We'll see you guys next week.